Um, so good evening. I shouldn't really say good evening because you're all in different parts of the world potentially, and those of you that do this on the recording, of course, could be listening at any time of day. So, welcome. Find your calm and clarity. So, I'm a hypnotist. I've been doing this for over 17 years now. Very much worked through that therapeutic side of things, and now working a lot more in performance. But the calm and clarity side of it is a really good way of making use of hypnosis. So there is a plan for tonight. I'm going to talk a little bit about hypnosis. Some of you may have already heard this because we do get some frequent flyers on here, which is fine. You can come back on here as often as you like because you'll always get benefit from the hypnosis part. Talk a little bit about that, a little bit about how it works, why we believe it works and how we believe it works, how you would make use of it in daily life, and then we'll actually get on and do some work. We'll probably be about 35, 40 minutes in total, depending on how many questions we get at the end as well. And so I want to make as much of that as possible actually doing some work. But it's worthy of having an explanation first for those of you that's not done this before. So I've been a hypnotist for 17 years and I'm Steve Woods, so welcome. Normally ask for a show of hands who's been hypnotized before, but it's fine. Most of you got your cameras off, which is absolutely fine. It doesn't matter whether you've done hypnosis before, in actual fact. My belief is that everybody can learn how to be hypnotized. Some people take longer, so just letting somebody else in. Some people take longer than others. Absolutely. But everyone can learn how to be hypnotized. Everyone can learn how to make use of the benefits of hypnosis. As far as hypnosis goes, it's about getting to the subconscious part of the mind. And that sounds really easy, doesn't it? But normally day to day, as I'm talking to you now, I'm talking to the conscious part of your mind. The conscious part of your mind is the filter. It's the critical faculty. It's the part of your mind that maybe has that self-doubting, that sort of voice. It filters what gets through to the subconscious. The subconscious is the doing part of the mind. It's the part of the mind that just gets on and does things. That's the bit that we're interested in as far as hypnosis is concerned. As an example, if somebody came to me and said, or one of you guys said to me, oh, I want to be a great public speaker, and I said, oh, you'll be fine, just close your eyes, David, and it'll go absolutely fine. Conscious mind will look at that and go, how on earth is that going to work? You're just imagining going fine, imagining the end result, and just with your eyes closed, it'll never get past anything. But if you get the subconscious mind with your eyes closed and focus on what you're doing to actually focus on that success, then it will go into the subconscious, and the subconscious will find it really easy to practice and to visualize that success because that's what you're asking it to do. And it's free from the doubting part, the conscious part of the mind. Now, in order to do that, we do that actually naturally. It's worth mentioning that happens to us naturally throughout the day, that we go into this part of this, not necessarily a trance, but this mindset of gaining access to the subconscious mind when we're distracted. So if you're listening to something on the radio, you're doing something else, you end up with that song stuck in your head. You didn't consciously maybe listen to that song, but it went in because you were busy. Your conscious mind was busy doing other things. Subconscious was left listening, left available. When we're emotional as well. So happy or sad emotions, positive or negative emotions, but it's also a time when the conscious mind is really busy dealing with those emotions. So actually the subconscious mind will again be open to suggestion. It will be open to reinforcement maybe about those emotions. So that can be a negative thing as far as bad emotions go. And this is how often we'll program children with fears or phobias by they're upset over something. The things that we say to them, or you're always dropping things, or you're always making loads of noise, or you're stupid, or whatever, gets into the subconscious and will then start to become a real belief for that child. Maybe not be much of it materialize at that moment, but as they get older, that can often get worse and worse through life. How we often end up with fears or phobias and confidence issues. Same thing with adults, though, really. If you have an experience which creates a negative emotion, so maybe doing something that suddenly thought, actually, that was a dangerous thing to do or a risky thing to do, created that emotion, or you upset somebody or somebody upset you, again, that creates that pathway to the subconscious. So thoughts and words can get into the subconscious. Positive side of that is we can create positive emotions and actually reinforce those then in the subconscious to start to create positive behaviors as well, which is a lot about what hypnosis is about. It's about visualizing success. I'll talk about that a little bit in a minute. When you're falling asleep is another time when we go through that state of natural hypnosis. So those moments when you're laid in bed, physically you feel as though you can't move, you feel as though you're virtually asleep, but there's still some thought process going. The belief is there, the conscious mind is falling asleep, the conscious mind is relaxing out the way, and the subconscious mind is open. It's a great time for repetitive learning, because if you're learning a language or something like that and you want to have it playing in the background as you're falling asleep, some of it will get into the subconscious. No good listening to an audiobook, because you won't remember where you're up to in the morning, because the audiobook will potentially have finished and you might have got snippets of it through the night as you maybe stirred and gone into lighter sleep. But for repetitive things, affirmations, really good time to listen to precise, positive affirmations, not just, oh, I'm great, I am great, repeating over as you fall asleep, but real specific ones. And there's quite a lot of stuff on the internet if it's something that you wanted to give a go to. But make them nice and rhythmic so that the subconscious mind will latch onto that rhythm and that flow of them even as you're falling asleep. That can be 30 minutes, 40 minutes, maybe even an hour for some people. For some people, it might only be 5 or 10 minutes. For me, it's about 5 seconds apparently before I'm snoring. But you can make use of this in different ways. So some people make really good use of those things. And of course, the other time when you go into hypnosis is when somebody sits down and deliberately puts you into hypnosis, gets you into that state where your subconscious mind is really focused. And that's what we'll be doing a little bit later today as well in this session, because it is mostly about actually doing some work. So why does it work? Well, I mentioned about emotions and things like that, but once we get you into hypnosis, that's where your imagination is enhanced. You can go into hypnosis as you will today. And I'm going to talk a lot about a special place, a perfect place, your own place. And you will get the feelings of being there, right down to touch. And I'll talk about these things as well. So yeah, the good feelings, the good emotions of being there, the relaxation and things, but also physically, temperature, even smell, sounds. We want to get as many of those senses firing as possible, because they do get enhanced once you get into that subconscious mind. Because again, you're free from the conscious mind that's going, you're just imagining, you're just pretending. Subconscious mind, as I mentioned, is the doing part of the mind. So get that subconscious part of the mind visualizing your success. So back to the public speaking example, get some hypnosis, get somebody then visualizing that success of their great public speaking, and as well the end results of that. So, is that going to mean a promotion at work, or is it just great kudos? Is it a great feeling of being able to do a speech at a wedding? Finding the reason why somebody wants to be that great public speaker, or whatever else we're working on, will create even more emotions. So it's not just getting someone to visualize the actual doing of the thing they want to achieve. It's actually also this bit over here, the why is it that you want to do that thing. So both of those together create great emotions, great feelings for the subconscious mind. Subconscious mind will then want to recreate that, because it's that doing part of your mind. So you're creating that change. And there's been measurements of brain activity, and you are actually creating real memories, real connections. So when you're visualizing that great speech and it going really well and the end results of it, you're creating memories as if it's actually already happened. So when you go into that situation and subconscious mind does its main job, which is protecting us, it's running scenarios all the time. When you think about that public speaking, or you go into that situation, subconscious mind goes, right, okay, let's just check whether this is safe. Oh, last time we did this, it went really well. Last time we did this, we earned extra money because we got a promotion. That's how it feels. It's not trying to trick your mind, because it knows that you haven't actually done that thing yet. So you're not creating an illusion or anything like that. You're creating another reality, really, that your mind will go, that felt great, so let's do that again. Let's go through that process again. So creating a new belief, new habits as well. The belief is that it takes 28 days to create a new habit consciously, repeating every day that going to the gym or eating healthy consciously, a month to do that. But in hypnosis, you can do that so much quicker, because consciously you're dealing with that conscious part of your mind, that filter, And so it takes a lot longer for it to get into the subconscious, a lot more repetition. At a conscious level, relax that out of the way. Subconscious is available. Subconscious will get on and do it as well. And some people don't always know their why. The why is quite important. Why is it you want to lose weight? Why is it you want to be a great public speaker? Those sorts of things. But sometimes when you're working with somebody, they're struggling with the why. The other part of hypnosis, another part of hypnosis, because there's lots of parts of hypnosis, is you can get really clear visualizations. That horrible interview question that some of you may well have been asked, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Where do you see yourself in 10 years' time? If you say that to somebody in hypnosis, actually they'll get quite a clear vision, quite a clear image really quickly, because it's again, that doing part of the mind, and it's got all the knowledge, all the creativity and everything in there as well. So it'll look at all those resources, and it generally knows what you really want to do, free from any things that are holding you back, free from any restricting beliefs. So it can also be really good at, let's find that why, then let's experience it, get lots of emotions around it, and then you feel more driven and more able to go down that route as well. Maybe you can even down to answering difficult questions. You might be facing a life choice, and in hypnosis you can get the one that feels the best for you. It might not be the easiest route to take, but it will be the one that feels the best, the one that will give your inner mind, as far as it's concerned, the best outcome as well. So there's lots of things you can do with that clarity within the hypnosis. I'm not going to be doing those sorts of things today. Today is about getting some clarity, though, sort of general clarity. So by creating hypnosis today, nice and relaxed, nice and getting a nice energy recharge, but also getting some clarity of thought around the week ahead, not too far into the future. It's more, we're more working on things right now. Easy for me to say. So just for you to start to think about this, because we're going to be starting the hypnosis part in a few minutes. So in a few minutes' time, I'll talk just a little bit more about a couple of things. But in a few minutes' time, we are going to get to the eyes closed part. Obviously, if you're on the recording, only do that part, only listen to that part. And now as well, if you're doing this live, if it's safe for you to close your eyes. So not driving, not operating machinery, doing anything that might be a danger to yourself or anyone else. If there's an emergency while you're doing this, and I'll cover this in the induction, you become aware and alert and able to deal with it. If the internet breaks, either way, my end or your end, again, you'll become aware and alert, able to reconnect or wait for me to reconnect as well. So in a few minutes' time, you do need to be sitting comfortably. You don't need to be laid down. You can be laid down, but sitting is often better, particularly if you're doing this in the evening. It's evening time here in the UK. And if maybe you're feeling a bit tired, you can drift into sleep. And it's okay if you drift into sleep. Your subconscious is still listening, but ideally you don't want to drift into sleep because you want to get the best from the actual hypnosis part. So just so it's going to be a few minutes before we start that bit, but just so you're aware, that's what you're looking for, somewhere to be sitting comfortably, that you can hear me clearly, and you'll become very focused on my voice. So before then, a couple of questions I normally ask clients before I work with them. One is, how do you imagine it's going to feel to be hypnotized, physically feel? And we get all sorts of different answers around that. I'm not going to ask you guys today. It really, I can't tell somebody. If you're doing this for the first time, I mentioned right at the beginning, my belief is that everyone can be hypnotized. Some people take longer than others. If you're doing this for the first time, then I firmly believe you need to learn how to be hypnotized. And as a result of that, I can't tell you how you're going to feel in that experience. But there are some shared experiences. And this is why I asked that question, so I can talk about these. Most people feel a heaviness. I'm going to get you to open your eyes today, even in this session, in this workshop, and notice how it feels. Now, normally I'd have a conversation with somebody one-to-one as well and get them to describe it and all this, but I will get you to open your eyes and just experience it. To me, it's really important that you know that you're hypnotized, particularly if we're working on something very specific or even non-specific, because if you don't know that you're hypnotized, if you don't believe that you're hypnotized, then why would anything else work? So going to get you to notice the feeling. But like I say, shared feelings are maybe a heaviness in your arms, your legs, maybe a little bit floaty feeling, but in a nice grounded way. Never losing awareness, though. So you'll still hear the sounds outside. You'll still hear, maybe if there's a sound here, almost, I've shut the window now tonight because it's a bit cooler here, but if it had been the other night, the window might have been wide open, the ice cream man comes past, you'd have probably heard him because it's very loud outside. You will hear those things. it's important that you know that, because again, if you're sitting there and you're going, well, I can hear stuff happening, I can hear the kids running about in the garden, then if you think you're not hypnotized, then why would anything else actually work there? So never lose awareness, never give up any control. You can still fidget. It's only going to be 20 minutes or so, 15, 20 minutes in the hypnosis today. But if you were sitting there and, for want of a better description, your bum goes numb sitting there, actually, you can move, you can fidget as well. Okay. The other question I ask is, how do you imagine I'm going to get you into hypnosis? Now, if you've never done this before, get all sorts of answers about swinging watches and things, and I can't find my swinging watch at the moment, but no, we don't generally use a swinging watch. I do have one. It's a great I was networking once and somebody asked me what I did, and said I'm a hypnotist, and I said, are you really? And I got the watch out of my pocket. Don't even know why I had it in my pocket. And I went, oh, you are, aren't you? So great as a prop when you're out and about networking, but generally we don't use it in hypnosis. I'm going to talk you through a nice head to toe type relaxation, bit of counting, bit of breathing, thinking about muscles relaxing as well, just getting you very focused ultimately on a very nice place, your choice of place, because somewhere real, somewhere imaginary, somewhere you've been to, somewhere you'd like to go to, and I'll gently guide you through all of that process. You'll be aware of that relaxation. Another thing really to say as well is, as you follow those instructions, try not to try. If you're trying too hard, like we talked about the conscious, subconscious, you're keeping the conscious mind too involved, and that's the bit we want to relax out of the way, gain access to the subconscious mind. But other than that, just allow yourself to just go with the flow, allow yourself to just follow my instructions, and don't put too much pressure on yourself. Let it happen. And know as well, whether if you're doing this live or even if you're on the recording later, the replay, actually you can come back and do this bit as many times as you like, and you will get better at being hypnotized. So we'll get a better process for you. Okay, your opportunity to relax and recharge. One thing I was going to say as well is, actually hypnosis doesn't have to be relaxing, but it's nice. You can be hypnotized standing up, but if I said to you all on the live on the replay, okay, stand up now, everybody, I'm going to hypnotize you, you'd probably feel a bit cheated. I know I would if I went to be hypnotized somewhere, because we expect to have that nice relaxed feeling. So allow yourself to go with that, allow yourself to get that nice relaxed feeling in the right way for you. And then, as I say, just follow along with the instructions and allow yourself to enjoy the experience. So in the live now, we're about to start the hypnosis. If anybody's got an urgent question they really must ask before we do anything, feel free to unmute and shout out if there's any concerns before we start. Otherwise, there'll be some time for some questions at the end. Nobody's unmuting, so that's absolutely fine. So let's get started. So you just need to be sitting comfortably. Ideally, feet on the floor. You can be reclined as well, but sitting comfortably. Arms just resting comfortably as well. So arms just resting at the side or on your legs, wherever just feels right for you. And then when you're ready, closing your eyes. And then starting to think about now, just following my instructions, just following my voice, as you start to think about all the little tiny muscles in your cheeks, muscles around your eyes, and imagining those muscles relaxing. Allowing those muscles to relax, allowing those muscles to get soft, to get lazy. Now you might tense them up and let them go. You might just imagine them soft and relaxed and lazy. There really is no wrong way for you to do this. Whatever way you do this is absolutely right for you. As your eyelids relax, your eyelids get nice and lazy, nice and heavy. Eyelids getting so relaxed, so heavy that you don't want to, but as they get heavier and heavier, you don't want to, but even if you did want to, that you just wouldn't be able to open your eyes. And then taking that feeling, that amazing feeling from behind your eyes, letting it move up over your forehead, up over the top of your head, down the back of your head, down into your neck and your shoulders. It's a wonderful warm band of relaxation, relaxing every nerve, every muscle, every fiber as it moves. As every deep breath, every firm beat of your heart now helping to slow things down. Allow that feeling to move from your neck and your shoulders, moving down through your arms first of all. It's a nice warm band of relaxation. Moving down through your arms, down into your lower arms. All the way down to your hands and to your fingers. Same feeling moving down through the center of your body. Every nerve, muscle, fiber is relaxing, getting lazy, getting heavy. Feeling moving right down into your legs. Moving right through your legs. All the way down into your lower legs. All the way down to your feet. And from your feet, just allowing that feeling to escape either into the floor, or into the air, or depending on where your feet are. And noticing another nice wave of relaxation, moving head to toe. And starting to think about now a wonderful place, a perfect place. Now, if you've done some work with me before or anything similar to this, you may have a nice place that you've already got in mind. If you're doing this for the first time, go with whatever your mind gives you. This place can be somewhere real, somewhere imaginary, somewhere you've been to, somewhere you'd like to go to. So it's your special place. Just you can go there, just you and the sound of my voice. You start to find yourself there. You start to be yourself there, looking around, noticing the details, noticing the relaxation, the energy recharge of this place. Not worrying if that conscious part of your mind might just sometimes wander to other thoughts, just like it might do in any conversation. You can just grab it and bring it back into this wonderful place, this perfect place. And each time it comes back, it'll come back with more focus, able to stay focused for longer. Minutes in this place today feeling like hours as you just let go, never losing control, never giving up awareness, just being able to let go. Noticing the textures, the things that you can reach out and touch in your place, things that you're naturally in contact with, whether you're sitting, standing, laying down. Noticing the temperature, it's absolutely perfect. It is your perfect place. Even noticing the sounds, the smells, everything about it. Safe in the knowledge that if anything should happen that needs your immediate attention, you'll become aware and alert and able to give it the attention that it needs. And as well, if anything should happen with our internet connection on the live or the recording playing on the replay, you'll become aware and alert, able to reconnect to the meeting, wait for me to reconnect, or deal with the recording. We don't need to worry about those things right now, because right now I'm just going to count down from 10 down to 1, and each number down will let you step a level deeper, let you sink a level deeper, whatever that level is for you today. As you find your way into or back into, if you've done something like this before, nice relaxation, nice hypnotized feeling. Starting at 10, feeling that step down to 9, stepping down to 8, every nerve, every muscle, every fiber is limp and loose and lazy. Stepping down to 7 and 6. Still in that wonderful place, that perfect place. Just sinking down deeper and deeper down. Stepping down to 5 and 4. As every out breath just lets you sink a little bit deeper into whatever it is that you're resting on today, as it gets softer and softer, more and more comfortable. Stepping down to 3 and 2. All the way down to 1. Nice and relaxed, nice and comfortable. Maybe noticing that heaviness in your arms or your legs or both, just that relaxed feeling. Maybe that slightly lighter feeling. It doesn't matter how your mind interprets this. There isn't a wrong way. Whatever way you do this is absolutely right for you. Hypnosis isn't a fragile process. Just being in that wonderful place, that perfect place. Now, in a moment, I'm going to count up to 3. And on the count of 3, you'll be able to open your eyes just to spend a moment noticing how you feel physically. Do this whether you're on the recording or the live. It's only going to be a moment or two. Just want you to notice physically how it feels to be where you've got to. We're just a few minutes in. But you will also notice each time you listen to this that actually you'll get better at being hypnotized by this point. So on the count of 3, being able to open your eyes and stay relaxed, stay hypnotized to whatever level you've reached so far. So 1, 2, 3, you can open your eyes. Just take a moment just to notice the feeling. Don't need to have a conversation or anything. We'll talk about this part of the process at the end in the Q&A as well. But really just noticing, you might feel heavy, you might feel more relaxed. Just feel different, and that's fine as well. You might just feel more focused. So there isn't a wrong way. So in a moment, I'll get you to close your eyes. You might find then you can sink even deeper down. You might go back to that same level. Absolutely fine. So when you're ready, nice and comfortable, and closing your eyes. And literally just being able to just step back into that wonderful place, that perfect place. It's a bit like, I imagine your place probably maybe wasn't a room, but it could be. That's fine, it could be. But imagining it maybe was a room and then stepping out that room for a quick conversation with me and then stepping back into that room. That's how it feels in my mind for you to step out of hypnosis briefly, with your eyes open, and then go back in to your wonderful place, your perfect place. And now's the time to really get the benefit of this calm and relaxing place. Just being in this place and letting your attention be drawn to different aspects of it will give you that natural calm and relaxation. Feeling as though these few minutes today will feel like hours. Helping to get that natural clarity of thought. Because you're freeing yourself, you're releasing yourself from that conscious part of your mind. It's still there. It's still able to protect you. It might still sometimes give you that odd stray thought, just like having any conversation. That's okay. But it will quickly allow you, at the sound of my voice, to come back into your nice place, your perfect place, to come back into just getting that great clarity of thought for these next few days. Because if we're busy or we're stressed or we're anxious, then actually it can be quite difficult sometimes to see the way forward, to have that clarity. You've got that fog, that noise in your mind. When you're hypnotized, that drifts away, that drains away. As you're in that wonderful place, that perfect place. Spending some time looking around, moving around into different parts of that place. You can interact with that place. If something's not right about that place, don't change the whole place, but change the bit that's bothering you. You might be on a beach as an example, and there might be normally litter bins along that beach. You take them out for it. It's just you there and that amazing place. So anything like that, your opportunity to fine-tune your place. Again, it's not a fragile process. Sometimes your attention might be drawn back into the room where you're listening to me now, whether you're listening live or on the recording, doesn't matter. When your attention is drawn, that's okay. It'll stay there briefly and then move back to your place. Each time it moves back, you'll find that you're relaxing further down, letting go of more stresses and strains of the day. Never relaxing as deep as sleep, though. Actually finding that if you do feel as though you're drifting into that state of sleep, actually you can lift yourself up a few levels. I talked about that stepping down. Actually, you can rise up a few levels as well, become less relaxed. You have control over this. Even if you're deeply hypnotized, you have control over how you feel, you have control over how relaxed you are, how comfortable you are. But actually finding your mind becomes really focused on that comfort and that calm, that clarity, because it's enjoying it. It's enjoying taking this little bit of time out that will feel like hours. And when we've finished, in a few minutes' time, you will bring back the relaxation, but also the battery recharge feeling, that energy recharge feeling, as if you've been in this amazing place for hours. So calm, nice and comfortable, feeling good, feeling great, in fact. Your attention is just moved and drawn to different aspects of your place, or my voice just allowing you to move into other parts of your place, or you just stay quietly and still in one place. But all the time getting that clarity, all the time allowing yourself to release the day-to-day thoughts. That doesn't mean you won't remember things, you'll remember anything that you need to deal with. But actually finding that you can let go of anything that's bothering you. Anything that just doesn't need to be there. Can be given permission to be released. Feeling calm, feeling comfortable. Physically, that feeling in your body now relaxing. Yes, heaviness maybe, but just letting go. Making the time to release any negatives, making the time to focus on just the good feelings of relaxation, the good feelings of energy recharging, good feelings of being in your special place. Now, in a moment or two, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. On the count of 5, and only on the count of 5, you'll smile, you'll stretch, you'll open your eyes, becoming fully wide awake, fully alert, feeling really good, feeling really well. You'll feel as though you've just had a really good sleep. You've not been to sleep just yet, though. You've only been relaxed. You've only been hypnotized. When you do go to bed to sleep at the appropriate time, you'll sleep deeply, calmly, and soundly, only needing to wake if there's an emergency or anything else that you need to deal with. Otherwise, waking at the appropriate time, feeling really good, feeling really well, and ready to face the day. Remembering everything about this hypnosis session. Your subconscious mind remembers every moment. Conscious mind remembers as much as it would do from any conversation, and that's absolutely fine, because it's your subconscious that's going to bring back that calm, that relaxation, that clarity. These great feelings of focus, great feelings of energy recharge as well, from being in that wonderful place, that perfect place, and generally feeling good, maybe even feeling better than you felt for some time. So 1, feel a little less relaxed. 2, feel a surge of energy now through your body, whole body becoming energized as that energy level builds up. 3, take a deep, deep breath of cool, clear mountain air. Fill your lungs with life-giving oxygen. 4, feel cool, clear mountain spring water. Wash the backs of your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your throat. Your chest clear, stomach's clear, and your head's clear. Your nose, your mouth, and throat's clear. Your eyes are bright and shiny. And 5, eyes open, wide awake. Welcome back. Oh, nice stretch. Nice smile. Welcome back from that relatively short, some 15-minute plus of doing some hypnosis for calm and for clarity. And so that's really the reason why you were here, to do that session. And like I said, you can come back and use this on the recording as many times as you like. I do these things generally about once a month. So when I send out the details, the recording, or maybe a couple of days after that, I'll send you out as well the dates. You'll automatically get an invite to the date for the next one. The boring bit, unfortunately, talk at the beginning is very similar each time, but the hypnosis bit can sometimes be different for people as well. So it just gives you an opportunity to refresh it live rather than always listening to that same recording. So you're welcome to come back as often as you like. And I will reach out to you all as well and just make contact with you, get some feedback on how you found the recording, and if there's anything that the hypnosis might be able to help you with as well. So it's over really now for questions and answers. To if there's anything that anybody would like to ask me about that particular session or about hypnosis in general, feel free to unmute. So you'll get the recording come through anyway with all my details on, in case if there is anything you don't want to ask in front of everybody else. And obviously, if you're watching us on the replay, just reply to the email that you got my the replay details on. But yeah, over to you guys. Questions or feedback as well. It's always good to get a bit of feedback from the room as to how people found that. So feel free to unmute. Just me then. Thanks, Rochelle. I mean, one of the common questions that I get is, and I've already sort of answered this in the talk, is can anyone be hypnotized? Yeah, really, that is my belief. Some training, certainly in the UK, some of the training that is done for other hypnotists, hypnotherapists, certainly that I've been talking to, they're trained that certain people can't be hypnotized, people with active minds can't be hypnotized. There are certain things that you shouldn't always be working on or helping people with. Certain medical conditions doesn't stop somebody being hypnotized, but it could be that it's not beneficial for them. So there are certain things. Stage hypnosis wise, you're not allowed to work with anyone with epilepsy or who suffers with fits or seizures. There's no direct connection. It was just an incident years ago that then got written into the Hypnotism Act. Therapeutic wise, actually really good for people who suffer with epilepsy, fits or seizures. But there needs to be a level of expertise there, I think, for you to work with somebody in that situation. But yeah, really anybody can be hypnotized. So that's often a question I get asked. And the other one I get asked is, are you hypnotizing me now? Which is generally not, but hypnosis is a focus. So if you were to be talking to me and you knew I was a hypnotist and you were believing that I was putting you in hypnosis, chances are you'd feel a difference. And often when people ask that question, their eyelids are getting slower and things. They're giving off signs to me that they're relaxing, that they're letting go. Thanks, Kirstina. You're welcome. Yeah, if there's no other questions, if there are no questions, that's absolutely fine. Feel free to go, and I'll bring this session to a close, and I'll process the recording, sort that out so that you'll get that come through in the next day. Hopefully get that out to you tomorrow. But yeah, been great to have you along. Thank you very much for your attention and your time, and I hope everyone enjoyed it.